students, we are moving to the next topic in Module 6, Forecasting Demand. Forecasting can be defined as an estimate of future events that can be obtained by systematically combining the past and the present data in a predetermined way and arriving at a future data. Demand forecast, production forecast, etc. are examples of different types of forecasting. It forms the basis of planning the activities of an organization. Moving on to the sources of forecasting data. There are two sources. They are primary data and secondary data. Primary data includes questionnaires, observations, experimentation, survey, etc. The data is collected by using all these methods. Primary data presents the current scenario of the situation, and it is more effective in taking business decisions. In the case of secondary data, information is obtained from existing records of past data collection or from an outside source. This is in contrast with the primary data. Secondary data is cheaper than the primary data, but the data may be less relevant as it was not collected for a specific need of the firm. Now let's see what is demand forecasting. Demand forecasting is the method of accurate determination of the demand of sales. It estimates the quantity of production on the basis of forecasted demand. These are the steps involved in forecasting process. First is to determine the purpose of forecast. Second, establish a time horizon. Third, select a forecasting technique. 4. Gather and analyze data. 5. Prepare the forecast. And last one, monitor the forecast. These are the elements of a good forecast. A good forecast should be timely, accurate, meaningful, written, easy to use, and finally, the most important, reliable. Demand forecasting methods. There are two types of methods, qualitative and quantitative. Qualitative includes the jury of executive opinion, the Delphi technique, sales source opinion, and the survey of customer bias. Moving on to the first one, the views of the experts from sales, production, finance, purchasing, and administration are averaged to generate the forecast. This method is comparatively quick and cheap. The second method, Delphi, is similar to the jury of executive opinion, but a series of questionnaires is given to the expert. The responses are tabulated and opinions of the entire group are made known to each other. The process will continue until the group reaches a consensus. Forecasts can be made quickly and economically using this method. Sales force opinion is the next method. The salesmen estimate the expected sales in their respective territories on the basis of previous experience. More accurate estimate is possible in this method. And the last one is customer buying. Here, market surveys are conducted regarding specific consumer purchases. The results are likely to be more accurate, but it is expensive and time consuming. Moving Moving on to the quantitative forecasting method, there are moving average, which include simple average, 3-year, 5-year moving average, and weighted moving average, exponential smoothing, regression analysis, which will tell us about the least square method, and finally hand fitting, which is a graph. Now let's see what is a time series forecast. Now time series is included in the quantitative method. There are trend, seasonality, cycle, irregular and random variation. Trend is a long-term movement in data. Seasonality, short-term, regular variation. Cyclical or cycle, wave-like variation. Irregular, caused by unusual circumstance, and random variation caused by chance. Forecast variations are shown in this figure. Please go through it. Now let us learn the techniques of averaging. The first one is simple average, second one moving average, third weighted moving average, exponential smoothing, and the method of least square. This is the first method, and the formula is Fn plus 1 is equal to d1 plus d2 plus d3 up to dn, the whole divided by n. Example values are given over there, and there you will get F13, that is 22. This is an example for a 3-year moving average. First two data will be given to you, year and demand. You are supposed to find out 3-year moving average and the trend. So for finding out the 3-year moving average, you have to add the first three values, that is 16, that is 1632, 1557, 1652. So you will get 4841. Divided by 3, you will get the trend value. Likewise, leaving the first, you can add the next 3, then the next 3. It will go on like that. The final value will be shown as the trend. This is an example for a 5-year moving average. In the 3-year moving, you added 3. So in the 5-year, you will add 5. First 5 total divided by 5 will give you the trend, and the column marked in yellow color gives you the final trend. This is an example for weighted moving average. In this method, different weights are given to different periods as compared to the simple moving average, where equal weights are given to all the periods. Now weights are given as 1, 2 and 1. Because it's a 3-year weighted moving average, you know how to do it. Now the first weight is 1, first value is 2. So 1 into 2 plus 2 into 4 plus 1 into 5 will give you 15. And this divided by total weight, that is 4, will give you 3.75. Likewise, you have to do all the thing, and then finally you will get 10.25 as the trend. Exponential smoothing method is a sophisticated weighted moving average method that calculates the average of a time series by giving recent demand more weight than the earlier demand. The formula for finding exponential smoothing is Ft is equal to Ft minus 1 plus alpha or A into At minus 1 minus Ft minus 1. Ft minus 1 can also be called as Fn and At minus 1 also called as An. An or At minus 1 is the actual demand for the nth period and Ft minus 1 or Fn the forecasted demand for the nth period. This is a sample question given to you. Please go through it. So this is how you are supposed to do it. The formula again, Ft is equal to Ft minus 1 plus alpha into At minus 1 minus Ft minus 1. You will get the data, that is actual demand in the question itself. You are supposed to find out the forecasted demand. In this particular question, your forecasted demand and the actual demand is given. And finally, you have to apply the formula. So, Ft minus 1 is equal to 500 plus alpha 0.1 into At minus 1 450 minus Ft minus 1 500. You will get the answer as 495. And this 495 will be taken as the next forecasted demand, and then this will continue until you reach the final one. So 501 is the forecast for the 8th week. This is the last and the important method which comes under regression analysis, the least square method. The formula for finding the least square method is y is equal to a plus bx. A is equal to sigma y by n and b is equal to sigma xy by sigma x square. You have already learned the method of least square in the online class. So I am just giving you a sample here. The data is given and that is year and sales are given. You find out the demand or to forecast the demand for the next 3 years. So in the question you are given two data, that is year and demand. Demand you can take it as y and you are supposed to find out x. Without x you cannot find out x square or xy. So x can be found out by taking the time deviation. I have marked it in yellow color. Now finally you will get all the sigma, sigma y, sigma x square and sigma xy. So you got A, that is 630 by 790 and B is equal to 2. Applying the formula, y is equal to 90 plus 2x. Now we are going to find out the trend values for the next 3 years, that is 2008, 9 and 10. In 2007, the x was 3. So in 2008, it will be 4. So 90 plus 2 into 4 will give you 98. For 2009, 90 plus 2 into 5, 100. And y2010 you will get 90 plus 2 into 6, 102. These are the forecast for the next 3 years. This is yet another example. Please go through the question. Here also you have two data, week and demand. Demand you are giving the name as y and from week you are going to take the deviation, time deviation. So from 3 you are going to take the time deviation. You will get x square, then xy as usual. Now applying the formula, y is equal to a plus bx. A is equal to sigma y by n, that is 710 by 5 will give you 142, and b is equal to sigma xy by sigma x square 130 divided by 10 will give you 13. So finally The trend values for the sixth period is equal to y is equal to a plus bx. Y6, that is the sixth period, is equal to 142 plus 13 into 3 will give you 181 units. Finally, we have come to the end of the session. You have learned simple average, moving average, weighted moving average, exponential smoothing, and the method of least square. Please do study well. Thank you. Thank you so much for listening.